Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Cody, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. So, full disclosure, this will be the first video that I filmed in probably over a month. Last month I pre-did probably 3 or 4 videos. Our family went away on holidays for a little bit and took some time off over the holidays. So this one is the first one where I'm back at it regularly, week to week to week. So I still have a lot of getting used to, I guess, getting back onto the camera and those sorts of things, making sure the volumes are right and all of that. But yeah, just want to say thank you for following me along this journey here and everything that I'm working on towards. I had a lot of good feedback over the last few videos, a lot more new subscribers, and yeah, people just watching the videos. So I really do appreciate that. If you're enjoying them, that's even better. So today, what my plan is to do a nice quick little introduction into making tinctures. Now you can see behind me, got my little apothecary all set up here, and what I want to do is take a few of these herbs behind me here and turn them into tinctures and see how that process goes. So tinctures are fantastic. They're a more concentrated version of the herb itself, and I'm going to get into more of that when we get working on them here. So I'm just going to pick out a few of these guys, take them over to the table, and get the process started. So let's get to work. First up today will be our valerian root. Now, to make sure that everything stays nice and even, I've got our scale set 2 ounces, as you can see there, and the jar is on there now, so I'm just going to zero that out. No, turn it off. Okay, let's try that again. Wait for it to come back on. Okay, jar goes on, zero it out, there we go. And I'm just going to add the valerian. Let's see if we can't get to 2 ounces. That's a nice, oh, there we go. Nice number to multiply. Come on. There we go. So now that we've got our 2 ounces of valerian, the next thing we need to do is add our alcohol, which in this case is the vodka. 10 ounces of alcohol to make sure that we maintain that ratio. So let's see if I can't do that here. I'm just going to zero that out. There we go. And then try to pour this till we get to 10. Let's see if that'll go. Holy smokes, look at that. That worked out really good. There we go, and that's all there is to it. So after we have the proper alcohol and herb ratio, just make sure we put our lid back on, and you're going to want to shake that for about 2 minutes, just to make sure that everything has a chance to mix and mingle. After which, we are going to store this in a cool, dark place for a few weeks, to make sure that everything has a chance to get all that extraction happen. Every couple of days we're going to go by and just shake her up a little bit. Make sure everything's working in there like it should. And that's it. So I've got a few more here that I'm going to do real quick. But that's the gist of it. So let's get back to work. The last thing we want to do is make sure that we are labeling properly. So I've got the plant variety that's in there, valerian root. I made it January 11th, 2023, with a ratio of 1 to 5. Just so that way when I'm going back and getting these bottled, I know what's in there, I know when it was made, I know how old it is, and I know the potency as well. So those are all very important things that you want to keep track of. Some of our more light and airy herbs, you're seeing that it's hard to get the proper ratio to get them covered all the way. And that's why it's so important to come in every couple of days and give it a good shake up, just to make sure that stuff isn't sitting at the top and drying out, and that stuff on the bottom has a chance to be mixed around a little bit. So you can see with this one, the alcohol doesn't even come all the way to the top. So it's going to be extra important to make sure that we come back and make sure that everything has a good chance to work around in there. There we we go. So you can kind of see now how it's almost up to the top there. So, sorry. So making sure that we come and give this a good shake every day, super, super helpful. All right, now this unique looking specimen here is actually a Rishi mushroom. And my plan is to make this into a tincture as well. The same ratios, so 1 to 5. This guy weighs in at 4.75 ounces, which would mean that we need 23.75 ounces of our vodka. So I'm just going to try to break this guy up to fit him into one of the jars here. It shouldn't be too hard, although this is woody as can be. So let's get this broken up a little bit. Might need a hammer. Holy smokes. Is it a mushroom or a piece of wood? Well, it should fit in the jar. Oh, there we go. So 23.75, oh gosh, let's turn the scale on. So Rishi mushrooms are one of my favorite. They're just a fantastic, versatile, all-around good health booster here. They really help your immune system by boosting the effectiveness of your white blood cells. Also great for your overall energy levels. They taste horrible though, so if you try to eat one raw, like you would, you know, like a mushroom on your pizza, you're not going to have that great of a time. Okay, we're not quite there yet, but I'm going to let that sit. You see a lot of bubbles coming up. These mushrooms are going to suck in a bit of that moisture and reduce the volume in here, so I'm going to let that sit for just a few minutes and see if I can't get the full amount of the vodka in there. You see all those little air bubbles? That's the liquid taking up the space in the holes there. I'm sure there's a scientific way to say that, but anyway, that's what's happening. And as that air escapes, that means that more liquid can be added. So what do we say? The 23.75, so a little bit more volume there. Getting closer. Whew, holy smokes. Honestly wasn't sure if that was going to work or not, but we are right on the money. So I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit longer and let those air bubbles figure out what they want to do. Oh, let's see, I'll show you there. So a little bit over, but that's okay. Beautiful. Zero that out. All right, the next one we're doing is our St. John's wort. Now this one is fantastic. So St. John's wort uses a tincture. It can help reduce the symptoms of depression. So not severe depression, but your run-of-the-day daily depression, I guess, if that makes any sense. What I'm trying to say is, like, it's not going to get you off antidepressants if you are on them, but if you are suffering from a little bit of the blues, taking a St. John's tincture could help with that. It reacts and it works with your selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, if that's something you're familiar with. Anywho, there we go. Had exactly 2 ounces of that. That's fantastic. So then I need to put in our 10 ounces of our vodka, so we'll get that zeroed out here again, and start adding. Now I'm sure there's probably a safer way to do this just to make sure that I don't screw up if I overpour or anything like that. But this has been working well for me, so I'm just going to keep going with it. All right, another one done here, St. John's wort. So this one actually has a lot of research behind it as well, so it's always reassuring, I guess, or it's just nice to know that a lot of what we're doing here makes sense. And there's actual research to back it up here. So St. John's wort is probably the #1 most researched herb when it comes to its herbal uses and stuff like that. But yeah, can't wait to give this one a try either. So I'm gonna get it labeled here and with the other ones. Moving on to cinnamon now. Cinnamon is one of my favorite spices to use. It just has such a pleasant aroma and taste. You can use it on all sorts of different things. This one, my main plan is to add it to other tinctures and stuff when I'm doing different blends. It will help with a lot of your digestion. It helps to elevate your mood just because it's smell and the aroma. So a good all-around usage here as well. But when it comes to blending different tinctures, which is something that I'm probably going to do a little bit later in a different video, this is a good one to add just because it's a very familiar taste, and it's a very calming and pleasing taste as well. So I'm going to get this all crunched up here, try to increase the exposed surface area. That'll help the alcohol work a little bit faster and better at extracting all those active compounds. I'm going to go just up to 2 ounces again, so we're nearly there. This will do it, I think. Perfect. And then zero that out. Can't forget to zero out, right? Not that I've not done that at all today. And then we'll go back with our 10 ounces. Perfect. And already the aroma off that, the alcohol mixed with the cinnamon, fantastic. Give that a good shake. Okay, we'll get her labeled. All right, up next we are going to tincture rosemary. So rosemary is a great, again, all-around good herb to tincture. Main uses, it's really good at brain function, cognitive abilities, as well as helping to aid in digestion. And it just smells fantastic. You know, if nothing else, that's always a good reason. There we go, so we'll go up to 2 ounces again. There we go. Line aside, zero it out, and 10 ounces of our alcohol. The last one we will be tincturing today is our beloved peppermint. So this probably has to be one of my favorite herbs, just because it's super easy to grow, almost like a weed you might say, and just the smell alone, it's just unbelievable, you know, that this is just something that grows so well, even in our harsh zone here. And my grandma used to make it all the time for me too, you know, peppermint tea. I thought I was really special whenever I'd be able to have tea with grandma, and she'd make us our own pot of peppermint tea. So this one will always have a special place in my heart, but it's so nice too to use it as a tincture. This one is gonna be great for all things to do with our digestion. So whether it's a heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, IBS, it helps with that, gas, bloating, all of those sorts of things. So if you've got your hands on some peppermint leaf, you can use it as a tea for sure. That's the quickest way to do it. If you have a little bit more time and planning on your hands, then go ahead and turn it into a tincture. It's fantastic. And like I say, the good part about making tinctures here is that they will last shelf stable for up to 2 years. So that's another really good reason why you might want to preserve your herbs that way. There we go. All right, so this one didn't quite have the full 2 ounces. That's okay. If we just do a little bit of math, we can make that work. So this ended up with 1.35 here. So if we go 1.35 times 5, that'll give us 6.75. So I'll just add our 6.75, zero out, of our alcohol, and that'll be the same ratio, 5 to 1, of all the other herbs. There we go. And yeah, so just like that, it worked out really well. So like I say, don't worry if you don't have exactly the right amount that you wanted to intend with, but whatever dry herb you have in there, multiply that by 5 to get how many ounces of liquid you're going to need to make that extraction. But that's basically it. We have our 10 herbs tinctured and soon to be labeled. Once that's done, like I say, they're just gonna sit back on the shelf there, and every couple of days I'm just gonna come by, give them a good shake, make sure that all that leaf matter has come into contact with that alcohol. That's really what helps with the extraction of all the active compounds, all the constituents in the plant that we're trying to extract for our benefit. So let me get this one labeled. There we go. So this was a super fun project. It's something that you can do at home, even with the stuff that you grow in your garden. And it's just such a great way, again, to branch out more into that herbalism side of what we're trying to do here. So it's super easy. Like I say, if I'm able to do it, anyone's able to do it. And the nice thing is too, like I say, it's a great way to preserve your herbs as well. Sometimes it can be hard to store them. You know, even if you store them properly as just a dried herb, you know, eventually they start to spoil, and there could be potential too with rodents or pests getting into your dried stashes as well. Not if they're in a jar, you know, potentially, but it's another nice way too to have a ready at hand use, I guess, for each of these herbs, you know, and we don't have to plant a head or anything like that. But that's pretty much it. Super fun process. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I say, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been over a month now since I've actually had to do one of these, just because of the way that I had them set up here before the holidays. But it was such a great time to get away right before the Christmas rush. You know, we are slowing down a little bit there, and it was just so much fun to spend time with the family. You know, it's been really hard to do that lately, you know, with all the restrictions and everything that everyone's been under. So really enjoyed that, but just trying to get back into the swing of things here. And what a great way to kick off this new season, I suppose. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions, as always, I'd love to have that correspondence with you in the comments, so feel free to leave one of those. But otherwise, then have a great day with whatever it is that you get up to, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, and we'll catch you later. Bye now. Oh, I'm so out of practice. That's okay.